My selfishness really impacted our lives. I did not have love for me, so I could not effectively show you love. And it had such an impact that I chose to still be addicted to lust and pornography. And eventually, after in our marriage, I eventually was unfaithful. Still another way of me looking for ways to satisfy myself and be happy outside of God.
It was in October when it was actually on our anniversary.
Our 12-year anniversary.
And I wrote this post about you and how loyal you are, and a comment showed up that scared me. I think in the back of my mind I knew. And I really was like, really, God? Now? How am I ever going to forgive him? It was like, he was the problem, and I was looking at, you're the solution also, because I had created this long list of things that he needed to do to earn my forgiveness. I had never experienced the kind of emotions that I was experiencing during that time. So much raging anger and just raging jealousy and hate and love and just pain, so much heartache, that and a lot of blaming of him, like, how could you do this? Really sitting in my emotions and allowing them to come as they came, and allowing God to really work in my heart, because it was so pivotal that I recognized that it wasn't all him. There were so many things in my side of the marriage that I knew I needed to work on. And it was really easy to be a victim during that time. And God specifically told me, if you take the time to do the work and heal, I will bless it. And I'll use your story for other people to get healing. And that was the first time I really turned to God and was like, I need your help because I don't know how I'm going to get through this. And he really sustained me every single day. On the outside, from others looking in, it looked like we had a perfect relationship. But on the inside, both of us were dying. We were lonely, disconnected. There was so much pain there, so much mistrust and disloyalty and impurity and addiction and just so many things that we really ignored. And I think that is what has now ignited our passion for marriages, is that we ignored all of those things.
I learned that I needed to be a whole and complete person first in our relationship, because I was showing up expecting you to complete me.
Yes.
And
I was doing
you disappointed me every time. And I learned that I need to love myself, that if I am to follow what Jesus said, that is the love God with everything I have and love my neighbor as myself. I learned that if I don't love myself, how can I love my neighbor and how can I love God effectively? And so when I learned how to take care of myself as a whole and complete person through Christ, and then once I have that ability, now I can enter into our relationship and have a great, successful marriage. And there were things that I have, and we all have things from our past that creates different fears in our lives. And those fears keep us ineffective if we don't really look at them as they're not true. I did not know what was going to happen in our marriage. I felt hopeless in that time, but I was determined to do everything I could to have an open heart and to have a relationship with you that would be pleasing to God and pleasing to you.
Just stripping away those walls a little bit at a time allowed for a new space of safety and openness, which really led us into what true intimacy is. And realizing we never experienced intimacy before that.
Right.
To get to know you better and get on those even deeper levels, because we were just starting to access the deep, rich levels of communication where we truly know each other's heart behind the actions and behind the things we say. and just really listening to the heart for the
On
first
such a deep
time.
level.
Yeah. And so that really, I think, was pivotal for us, because over the next 2 years, we really used all the tools that we learned and started to create a lifestyle out of it, to the point where we know these things without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And we know how to work through any disagreement, any argument that we have, and love each other more on the other side. I knew that God really wanted to work through me forgiving Travis so that he could feel what grace and forgiveness is like also through Jesus.
I am absolutely filled with joy all day long, every day. And that is just one of the fruits of the Spirit that I have from living a lifestyle that's intentional. I want other people to see this. I want other people to hear that they are okay, that they can have healing, that they can have the same restoration through God that we can have in our own marriage, because it's available. We went from such a wreck of people in a marriage to thriving and just full of passion and intimacy. And that is only available through God, and it is available to anyone, and there's healing available to marriages.
What we are experiencing together is so rich and connecting and full of life. Like, when my marriage is thriving, every area of my life begins to improve.
Doesn't it?
I wanted every marriage to experience that. And so we started sharing just unapologetically with people, and we started seeing people get healing just through our story. And that was just enough for what we needed for the next several years of complete healing, complete restoration, so that God could really use us as a vessel to do his work and start, working with other marriages. And it is so fulfilling and life-giving. I mean, we have couples that come in that are broken, just like we were. And I know they have to go through the healing process and allow the Lord to start showing them in their own life areas of responsibility. But on the other side, they have a brand new marriage.
We've seen it, not only in our marriage, we've seen it so much in ours, just practicing this so much, but in all these other couples' marriages that we're coaching, it's seen their marriages transform.
So exciting to see lives being changed, and it's all him just working through our story and what we've been through and what we've learned over this journey of healing.